We're live here at SEC Media Days for Bama Central, Alabama Crimson Tide on SI. I'm Joe Gaither along with Theo Fernandez right here at the College Football Hall of Fame. It was day number one. Alabama hasn't gone yet. Alabama will be up on Wednesday, but Theo, the Crimson Tide was on everyone's mind. We just got to get started with the comments right from the rip with Greg McElroy insinuating that maybe Nick Saban isn't done coaching. Now, Greg McElroy said himself it's his opinion that he won't coach any further. But what do you make, Theo, of the way that this started today with maybe a return for head coach Nick Saban?
Look, this feels like just peak off-season content where people are looking to create stories. But at the same time, you have to stop and think, what is McElroy getting out of reporting this if it's not a legitimate rumor, right? So I have to imagine that, okay, someone genuinely believes this is happening. I don't think this is, a made-up story or anything. I think someone actually thinks that this is going to happen. I think someone probably heard something, but I can't see it. I just think Saban seems so settled in at game day and
playing golf on the fancy golf courses.
I mean, does life get any better than what Saban has right now? I can't see it personally.
So most of the day, that was a conversation throughout the day. Is he going to come back? Is he not? People's giving their opinion. I'm of the opinion that he is settled in retirement. But into the football field, Theo, we heard from three of Alabama's future opponents. LSU went up first. South Carolina was up next. And we just finished with the Vanderbilt Commodores. Now, Alabama played two close games against two of those opponents and really took it to LSU last season. So really going to be an interesting 2025. Let's start with LSU and Garrett Nussmeier. Garrett Nussmeier, obviously the son of former Alabama offensive coordinator, says that he's very familiar with Bryant-Denny Stadium, and he's looking forward to that game. He did come in relief of Jaden Daniels. He was 50% passing in the last little bit of that game 2 seasons ago. Didn't really go his way last year in Baton Rouge. Just what did you hear from the Tigers as it relates to the Crimson Tide?
Look, first of all, it's hard for me to envision that game being as non-competitive as it was last year. I mean, it's just hard to imagine. I think Nussmeier's going to take a step. I really do. He looks like he's all the makings of a very, very good SEC quarterback. You can play the game out top 5, top 3, like how high will he be? I don't know. That's irrelevant to the point we're having, but I really think that LSU will come into Tuscaloosa, put up a very solid fight. I think Brian Kelly has his squad in good shape.
And a really weird game last year. Alabama beat South Carolina by 2 points. Lenore Sellers throws an interception on their last drive after getting the onside kick. So Alabama going to have its hands full going over to Williams-Brice Stadium. What'd you hear from Shane Beamer today and the Gamecocks?
First of all, Nick Kelly tweeted out just about how weird that game was, and that's been on my mind all day because I watched some highlights of it earlier, and he could not be more right. That was such a bizarre game last year. And I think that, first of all, I know that Joe, personally, you're not the biggest Beamer guy. I think South Carolina has a squad this year, and I think that Sellers is really going to emerge as one of the best QBs in the nation. I'm very high on this team, and going into Williams-Brice Stadium is going to be tough. South Carolina, I don't know. It kind of feels like a bit of a mindset shift heading into this year, knowing, okay, we were this close to making the playoff. I think they're carrying themselves with the composure of a team that fully believes they can and should be competing for a national title.
And speaking of national title composure, Diego Pavia, it was all throughout his press conference. I asked him if he was blowing Vanderbilt's league cover with all these comments and really putting them on the radar. He said, "Oh, Alabama, Texas, Georgia, they don't have to fly under the radar, so why should we?" What's it going to take for Alabama to get their revenge against the Vanderbilt Commodores?
Look, on paper, Alabama should be no problem. Should have been no problem last year, though. And first of all, Pavia's right. Like, there is no going under the radar for Vanderbilt anymore. And yes, part of that is because of his comments, but part of that is also, okay, this team proved themselves. I mean, we saw the win over Alabama. We saw how close they were to taking down Texas. Vanderbilt's legit. Nobody is able to really deny that anymore. So I think that, yes, Alabama should be able to go out at home and take care of business. But, man, that team, they are confident. I really love the job that Coach Lee is doing there, and I'm excited. I think that will be one of the biggest days in Tuscaloosa this coming fall.
Oh, you're dang right it will be. So we're live here at the College Football Hall of Fame. We're at SEC Media Days. We're wrapping up day number 1. The Crimson Tide takes the stage on Wednesday. We'll be here all throughout the rest of the week talking about the upcoming college football season. He's Theo Fernandez, and I'm Joe Gaither, and this is Alabama Crimson Tide on SI.